Morning. I remember our post office in the creek. Seemed to be an awful lot of waste of space, because when you walked in, there were 2 counters and a lot of space where nobody was. And at one counter you could buy stamps, and I think you could hand in letters. And maybe it's just a kid's perspective, but at the other end, opposite the door you went in, was a little box up in the corner window, a little box window. And it seemed to be where you got your parcels if you had any out back. And if I remember right, where you got your stamps, there were columns coming almost to the bottom. It was like a jailbird place, actually, except at the bottom there was maybe 5 inches of space where you could pass a parcel through. And the guy who was in behind there, I guess he had a fair bit of room, but I thought it was like he was in jail. He was a nice guy, and he was good to everybody, but I thought he was squashed. I couldn't see the rest of the building, and I guess I didn't know just how much room he had. It was a little further, or straight across from the school. I think it was a little further. And the meat market. Am I remembering it right, Bobby? Was the meat market there? And then where the Baptist church is today, which is further beyond where the Crick School was, on the same side, was the dance hall. Which is kind of ironic. There'd be a dance hall there, but because, well, where I come from, the Baptists don't dance, or didn't used to. The kids weren't allowed to go to dances. Not that we danced. Mostly when you went to a dance, you stood around the outside of the room looking at everybody else. There wasn't much dance that took place, but oh, the postmaster, the dance hall. And I forgot to say that in the back of the Crick School, there was an apartment, and that's where somebody lived. That somebody's son became my first brother-in-law. He and his brother lived there with their dad. Mr. Chafee taught shop at school, and I never took a class in that. It wasn't offered to girls, and the boys didn't take home ec, which is why a lot of them can't cook or sew or do hair. Ugh. I failed the class where you had to put hair in rollers. Mr. Waugh, that was the man's name who was their postmaster. Mr. Waugh. W-A-U-G-H. Funny.